1点ビハインドの中の第2戦ということになります。このゲームに向けて選手たちと共有したことはどんなことでしょうか。
Yeah, look, the reality is whether it's a goal or whatever it is, we need to win the game. The fact that it's one goal, if we win the game, then we'll work out if we push for another goal. But the reality is we just focus on preparing to perform to win the game.
しっかり現実を受け止めてですね、ゴールのビハインドとかいろいろあると思いますが、まずは勝利をすること、そこが重要だと思っていますし、選手たちも伝えています。チームとしてね、とにかくそのゴールを奪って、そして結果ね、もう少しもう1点、もう2点取りに行かなきゃいけない状況であれば、それはそれで自分たちのサッカーをしてやっていくだけだと思いますので、とにかくこの現実をね、しっかり受け止めた中でしっかり勝つことがまず大事です。
メンバー表を見ますと上島選手の名前が見当たりません。この辺り含めてディフェンスライン、特にスクランブル体制になるかと思いますが、お話しできる範囲でいかがでしょうか。
Yeah, look, the reality is it's been very challenging in these positions defensively over the last 5 or 6 weeks, and it's a challenge that we're prepared for. It's a challenge that we have to overcome as a team today.
そうですね、みたいの通りだと思いますし、とにかくこの5、6週間、いろんな部分でその最終ラインのところではね、挑戦を自分たちに向けられているような感じのねところありますが、とにかくやれるところをやっていくだけだと思いますし、しっかりやっていきたいなと思っています。
ありがとうございます。Thank you.
1点のアドバンテージというのは今日のゲームに何か影響があるものでしょうか、もしくは全く別の一試合というお考えでしょうか。
Gut, vielleicht bei anderen Teams, wenn ein Tor mehr gewonnen ist, ein Vorteil. Für Sapporo gibt es keinen Vorteil, weil heute Sapporo ist kein defensives Team, das da kann halten 1:0. Sapporo ist ein Team, wo spielt immer offensiv und wir heute probieren wie immer bis jetzt jedes Spiel vom ersten Minute aggressive vorne zu attackieren und unser Spiel zu spielen.
他のチームであれば、1点のアドバンテージというのはあると思います。ただやはり我々札幌はやはり1点のリードを守りきるようなチームではないと、やはり我々は攻撃的なチームとしてやはり立ち上がりからやはり攻撃的な戦いを仕掛けなければいけないというふうに思っています。
Welcome to the Mitsuzawa Stadium for this YBC Levain Cup quarter-final second leg as Japanese champions Yokohama F Marinos try to overcome a 3-2 deficit from Wednesday's first leg against Hokkaido Consadole Sapporo. These two clubs must be getting sick of the sight of each other this season, as this is the 5th time they've met and they still have to face off again in the league next month. Two sides drawn together in the group stage of the Levain Cup this season, and then wouldn't you just know it, when the quarter-final draw was made, they would face each other again. Good support for Consadole Sapporo here this evening, given the rather arduous journey, some 16.5 hours by car, 11 by train, 1,100 kilometres down from the north, from Sapporo to Yokohama, to see if their side can make it through to the semi-finals. of the League Cup. Well, all four of the previous meetings this season have been won by the team at home. So Consadole have already beaten Yokohama F Marinos 3 times in this campaign, and they don't have a particularly good recent record in this fixture against tonight's visitors, with April's 2-1 win here in the Levain Cup group stage, their only victory in the last 6 between these two sides. Two sides making their way out then. Yokohama F Marinos are still chasing on 3 fronts this season, currently 2 points behind J1 leaders Vissel Kobe in the title race, and the group stage of the AFC Champions League about to get underway in 9 days' time. They did, however, suffer a shock Emperor's Cup exit at the hands of J2 leaders Makeda Zelvia. Big night ahead then for both these sides, more so for the visitors. Consadole Saporo's search for a first major trophy continues. After falling away in the J-League and going out of the Emperor's Cup, this competition remains their last hope this season. It's a competition in which they reached their only major final back in 2019, when they lost on penalties to Kawasaki Frontale. It's 22 years since Yokohama F Marinos lifted this trophy for the 4th and so far final time. Should they make it all the way through, it would be only their 2nd final since having lost to Cerezo Osaka in the 2018 final. Struggling with a loss of form of late. Kevin Muscat saying ahead of kickoff there's been all sorts of injury problems for him to cope with defensively. They lost their last 3 games, all of them away from home, since a 2-1 win against FC Tokyo back on August the 19th. Suffered a humbling derby defeat at the hands of Yokohama FC by 4 goals to 1. They were also beaten by Kashiwa Reysol, the 3rd of those defeats, the 3-2 loss in the first leg in Sapporo last Wednesday. The 2 captains, Takuya Kida of F Marinos and Hiroki Miyazawa of Consadole Sapporo. VAR in operation this evening to assist tonight's referee Junpei Ida, the 42-year-old. Consadole Sapporo just beginning to find a little bit of form again themselves. Have won their last 2 games, including that first leg victory on Wednesday. Prior to that, though, an impressive 4-0 win at home to Gamba Osaka. Follows a run of 6 games without a win, in which they lost 5. They went on a terrible run. 1 win in 12 games in all competition prior to the last 2 victories. Kevin Muscat, who led Yokohama F Marinos to the J-League title last season, the 7th Japanese title in the club's history, to repeat that feat this season, very much in the race. And Mihailo Petrovic, the man responsible for making Hokkaido Consadole Sapporo the great entertainers in Japanese football. And now have slipped down the table into 12th spot, but they are the 2nd top goal scorers in the Japanese top flight with 48 goals, only 1 less than Yokohama F Marinos, the leading goal scorers. Defensively, though, they've been all over the place. 49 conceded. Only Shonan Bellmare at the bottom of the table have conceded more. So the YBC Levain Cup quarter-final, 2nd leg. Consadole Sapporo leading by 3 goals to 2 from the first leg on Wednesday. On the changed all-white strip, Yokohama F Marinos in the traditional blue shirts, white shorts and red stockings. Have made plenty of changes from Wednesday. 6 for F Marinos, 6 for Consadole Sapporo as well. Kida, Eduardo, Yoshio, Nam Tai-hee, Anderson, Lopez and Elbert all coming into the side. We have Kenta Inui suspended after he was sent off in that first leg loss in Sapporo. Sapporo have Takagi in goal. His first appearance in the League Cup this season, having joined just last month. J2 Oita Trinita, Fukumori, Miyazawa, Arano, Asano, and Gashiwa, all starting for the visitors. Gashiwa, who came off the bench to score 2 goals and win the first leg for Consadole Sapporo, putting them in this terrific position. Away goals no longer count in this competition, so it will be extra time should Yokohama F Marinos win by a single goal margin. Extra time doesn't separate them, and it will be penalties. Here's a camera for Consadole. Ball as well out wide to Asano. Albert. Camera. Putting the ball over the top, but far too much on it. Never finished higher than 4th in the top flight. Consadole Sapporo, that was achieved in 2018 under Mihailo Petrovic. Led them to the final of this competition. It's Mitsuzawa, who's in behind for F Marinos and scores! Levels the tie on aggregate inside the opening couple of minutes. Kota Mitsuzawa breaking through the always leaky Consadole Sapporo defence. And what a start for the champions. Lethal finish from Mitsuzawa. Didn't need asking twice. The 1 goal in the league this season, but did score in Wednesday's first leg. Just look at the space he's avoided here. Kota Mitsuzawa, low, hard, into the corner. And the tie is level on aggregate. 1-0, 3-3 over the 2 legs. Good finish from Mitsuzawa. Kept his head, a little look up to see Takaji's position, and then just slotted the ball neatly into the corner. And his second goal in the Levain Cup this season, his 13th in his career. And there is a check for a possible offside here. It looked okay on the replay that we saw. Junpei Ida for confirmation that that goal will stand from Kota Mitsuzawa. He's the most experienced player in terms of appearances in the League Cup. This is his 58th appearance tonight. Way more than anybody else out there in the 2 teams. You see it from that angle, he may just have been ahead. It's difficult because you're not level with it, which is where you need to be, and the angles can of course be deceptive. First replay I thought he looked okay, but when you see it from that angle, he may just have moved a little early. And there is no goal. It is offside. Evan Muscat, who thought his team had got off to the most perfect of starts. As soon as that goal chalked off, remains 0-0. Albert. Switch it on for Nagato, the left back. With Takagi. Suga with the header down for Fukumori. Camera. That one over the top. Kida with the touch back to the goalkeeper. Wasn't the best ball, and Chimmery did well to make sure he got there first. It's Eduardo, the Brazilian. Eduardo again, back to Chimmery. Reset button now happy to be pressed for Yokohama F Marinos. Similarly broke through early. Consadole Sapporo are a team who are always going to offer up chances. Two sides have scored plenty of goals. There's for Kumari. It's a corner for Consa. Headed behind by Takuya Kida. Showing his versatility playing at centre-back with Eduardo this evening. He's a player more comfortable in a holding midfield role. So a change is being readied already. That's Saya Baba getting ready for Consadole Sapporo, who's a defender. 6.5 minutes into this quarter-final second leg. Just a word here. All sorts of pushing and shoving taking place. Really are into the business end now, this competition, the group stage done and dusted. These two sides both came through the same group. Some very familiar opposition. Kumari delivers it in, the header on. Wasn't too far away, and still Yokohama struggled to clear their lines. Tanaka with the initial header that caused a problem. Counter on maybe here. All the way through for Anderson Lopez though. Here comes the substitution. So Shimakido is coming off, the youngster. It's only his third senior appearance. Shimakido, and all of them have been in this competition this season against Yokohama F Marinos, but this one lasting a particularly long time before being replaced by Saya Baba. He's got a knock, or whether Milo Petrovic has seen something early with that concession of the goal that was ruled out, and decided that, having been let off by the offside spot from VAR, that he needs to change something tactically. Chimmery. Room for sentiment once you get to this level of a major competition. On Albert, free kick for F Marinos. Sapporo haven't won in 3 visits to Yokohama F Marinos since a 3-1 victory in June of 2021. It's Lopez. Good ball back from Anderson Lopez. They're in behind again. And this time it's wide from Nagatuk. Lovely football though between the left back and centre forward. Exchanging passes, and Nagato was certainly onside. The composure that Mizumana showed just a few moments earlier. The signs are certainly there that there are plenty of goals to be had for Yokohama F Marinos against this porous Sapporo defence. Consa have shown this season with their attacking qualities that can cause enough problems at the other end to almost negate that. Here's Suga. It's in behind, pulls it across. They get another opportunity to deliver here, Suga. Fired back to the edge of the penalty area. Struggling to get it away, and then the effort is driven at Ichimari by Komai. It's a decent save in the end. Not the best finish from Yoshiaki Komai. Kida. Defensive problems. Both these teams in recent matches. Yokohama F Marinos losing top spot in the table to Vissel Kobe, who have led for most of the season. Twice, though, F Marinos have got themselves above them in the table, only to slip up. F Marinos qualified comfortably with 5 wins and 1 defeat. Their only loss was away to Consadole Sapporo in the group stage. Sapporo going through in second spot. They were beaten 2-1 here in the group. A repeat of that result would see extra time. Komori. Eduardo's header. Komori. It's the goalkeeper from Tanaka. A centre-back with an eye for goal. He scored 3 goals in J1 this season, Shunta Tanaka. There's Anderson Lopez. Albert. Yamane. Possession from F Marinos. Just long-range effort that was never likely to trouble Takagi. From Eduardo. There's confirmation of why the goal was ruled out. Mitsuzawa. He had his second goal in this tie against Consa, having scored in the first leg. Would have been the most perfect of starts for the home team. Azano. Consadole. With the up and under header. They're struggling to clear their lines, and it dropped for a snapshot. In the end was well off target. Baba, the player who came on very early for Shimakido. Given a chance again this evening. Mihajlo Petrovic. Only time will tell whether it was tactical or an injury. I would say tactical, given the facial expression of Kido as he went off, and the solitary taps on the shoulder they received from not only his own team, but 1 or 2 of the Yokohama players as well. Eduardo. Zunuma. Yoshio. Run of Albert. It's Eduardo. Albert. Well played by the Brazilian to play in Mizumina. Picked off though by Okamura. Here's Albert. The goal, Takagi claiming it though. Takagi looking for options. From Komori. Suga. Suga, who's celebrating his 25th birthday today. Hoping to mark it with a place in the semi-finals. Yokohama F Marinos back in possession. Apologies there for the momentary loss of commentary due to technical problems. Yokohama F Marinos 0, Consadole Sapporo 0. 3-2 on aggregate to Consadole Sapporo. Back with Anderson Lopez. Consadole Sapporo will certainly be the happier of the two sides here. Midway through the first half, no goals. Can survive that early effort from Mitsuzawa, which he found the bottom corner but was proven to be offside by VAR. Chimmery has it back. Murakami. Set for a throw. It would have been nothing like the early settler for Yokohama F Marinos to level up the tie. Kevin Muscat talking ahead of the game, saying that well, a one-goal victory is what they have to aim for and then go from there. Consadole Sapporo know a draw would be enough to see them progress to the semi-finals. Murakami. Sayababa, who wasn't expecting to play quite so early. On in just the 6th minute of the game by Mihailo Petrovic, who doesn't tend to do things in a conventional manner. Little turn by Komai to win the free kick. Set piece for Consadole Sapporo, a team who are always likely to score, and that's the way they'll set about this game, looking to increase the aggregate lead by getting themselves in front. Chimmery on his toes in the Yokohama F Marinos goal. Free kick swung in and hooked away by Yoshio. Namtahi. Consadole in behind. Evening, taking every opportunity to get some liquid on board. How tight is that for the Kota Mizumina? Goal was ruled out by VAR. It's a good finish as well. Lovely ball from Kaina Yoshio to set him through. How close it was. Frustration for Kevin Muscat. A goal that can make such a difference over a two-legged tie, especially when you are chasing a deficit. break, midway through this first half, 28.5 degrees. And with nightfall, 6 o'clock local time, the kick-off for this one. Yokohama F Marinos in action again as soon as Friday when they play Sagan Tosu in J1. 8 games to go in the J1 title race this season. And then they entertain Incheon United, the Korean side, in their opening group stage match of the Asian Champions League, a competition that they've never won. The Marinos only once reached the final, but that was in the old guise as the Asian Club Championships way back in 1990, 33 years ago now. Enjoyed success, continental success though, the F Marinos, winning the old Asian Cup Winners' Cup on 2 occasions, 92 and 93. Asano, by Nagato. Space here now for Anderson Lopez. It's gathered by Takagi. First touch is taking him away from the defender. Season in front of goals, 17 goals. Anderson Lopez, he was the leading scorer for a while in the top flight. Former player, remember, of Consadole Sapporo, Anderson Lopez. That was a good run by Suga. Away by Eduardo, the Brazilian, and then Mizunuma was fouled. Yoshio, the free kick. It's Kida. Murakami, Mizunuma. Omori did well to win the ball from Camera. Struck up is Seiya Baba, the 21-year-old. Joined the club at the start of this season from Tokyo Verdy, already a big favourite with the Consadole Sapporo supporters. Albert. Challenging for this one. Stood into the defender though, Tanaka. (31) now, Albert. Never capped by Brazil. He joined the club in 2021 from Bahia in Brazil. His 3rd season at the club now. And began his career with Cruzeiro. Wins the throw for Consadole Sapporo. Looking to get in behind here now, Consa. Go through though for Arano, broken out of midfield. Half an hour gone, no goals in a game in which you'd expect them, and the regularity with which these two teams do score goals. '97 league goals between them this season in J1. Murakami just holding his run as Kida held on to the ball, and here's Murakami now. Tries to get the cross in. Good work from the right back, who hasn't got forward too often so far for F Marinos. Into a bit of trouble there. Namtai, he has it. Very much settling in, the Korean. Mizunuma, back on the end of it, and this time he does score. Kota Mizunuma, who had a goal ruled out in the opening couple of minutes for F Marinos, makes up for it, and surely this one will be okay. It's a lovely move on the edge of the penalty area, and Kota Mizunuma, as he did early in the game, keeping his cool again. Albert playing his part. Mizunuma here with the 1-2, lovely first touch, and then the second accurate finish off the inside of the post. Lovely football from F Marinos, and now they do have the lead. Takagi tries he might, couldn't get across. Back to where we were, or where we thought we were, after a couple of minutes. Kota Mizunuma scored his first goal in this season's League Cup in the first leg, and now he has his second. Kumari. We are level at 3-3 on aggregate. Komai chasing that one. Began there with Yamane. Right through the middle, Takagi was out. He used his hands, Albert is suggesting he did. A worrying moment there for Shun Takagi. The video assistant will unquestionably be taking a look at that. Here's a Chimari. Murakami to Namtae. 4 caps for South Korea, Namtae, 32-year-olds, making just his 4th appearance for the club, his 2nd start since joining in August. He'd been playing for an awfully long time in the Qatar Stars League. Took a whole decade in Qatar. Experienced head to bring in for what will be a title run in AFC Champions League challenge. Mizunuma. It's difficult for Japanese clubs, know it though, given their results in the competition, but the Champions League runs across 2 J.League seasons. The seasons are run. Tanaka. Try for Komai. Consadole Sapporo know they have to score now. They've conceded that equaliser. It's Yamane. Not that it's in their nature to come here and shut up shop. They don't know the meaning of the word Consadole Sapporo. It must be everybody's second favourite club. So good to watch, so entertaining. Still yet to lift a major trophy. They have been 6 times second-tier champions, either in the old JSL second division or the current J2. Never reached an Emperor's Cup final. Never finished in the top 3 of the J-League. That was one of the targets this season, which is now gone. After that awful run of 1 win in 12 games in all competitions. Wado. See it behind for a goal kick. Great atmosphere around the Mitsuzawa Stadium. Yokohama F Marinos, who play their matches at two grounds, the big games at the Nissan Stadium that holds over 72,000. This one much more compact arena, just over 15. It is where Yokohama FC, their city rivals, play their matches. Here's Nagato. Possession by Asano. Could well be a yellow card, indeed it is. So Nagato shown yellow. Dwelt on the ball for too long, Nagato, and Asano was quickly on him. Nagato, Kumari. Over this free kick for Consadole Sapporo. Overly troubled Yin Ichimori so far. Remain hopeful. The Consadole Sapporo supporters played in by Kumari. A chance there for Tanaka, who always manages to get himself on the end of set pieces. He really is a threat, Shunta Tanaka. Attempted the header. The defender got the last touch on it, as well as a touch on Tanaka's jaw by the looks of it. Danger far from over for Yokohama F Marinos. Taken short and driven goalwards, but well off target, always rising. Asano is certainly technically better than that. Weighed in with 10 goals this season since joining from Sanfrecce Hiroshima. Sanfrecce Hiroshima, the team who won this competition last season with Yuya Asano. Milo the arm up for offside, and the system flagged almost in unison. Yards offside, not the narrow margins earlier of Mizunuma at the other end. Kida. Mizunuma wanted to take it off him, but Consadole have it. Challenged by Murakami. Kumari. Camera. Takagi. 5 minutes to half time. Time level on aggregate at 3-3. Asano. Opened up for him. Didn't get the shot away though. Maybe this time, spreads it out instead to Suga. Cuts in on the right foot and fires it straight at Ichimori. Again though by Consadole Sapporo, using both wings to good effect. Zelbert. So Lopez made the run. Back by Tanaka. Top towards Asano, who's got him behind, and again Ichimori quickly off his line. The flag may well have gone up on the far side. It's tight. Miyazawa alongside him up against Yamane and Yoshio. Baba just adding that bit of steel in there after coming on for Kido, the youngster, who is a more attack-minded midfielder. Murakami. Kida. Anderson Lopez. Spending an awful lot of time in this first half coming deep to get possession of the ball. Challenged by Tanaka, which the home fans weren't too happy with. The decision has gone against Elbert. From the Brazilian. Indeed it is a Consadole Sapporo free kick for Shunta Tanaka. Interesting decision. Wanda Tanaka and Elbert were both smiling about it. Suga. Zunama. Anderson Lopez. Murakami. Back by Namtahi. Easy in that midfield, supporting Anderson Lopez, the experienced Korean. League games since arriving. Opportunity here in the YBC Levain Cup to a few extra minutes in the legs. Here's Yoshio. Nagato. Albert. Murakami. Kida. Yellow card out. Shiaki Komai showing the yellow card for Consadole Sapporo. Nagato of Marinos in the book. Sliding across, Komai taps the ball on. Chibury looking for options. Yamane. Now Eduardo. Service he would have liked so far, Anderson Lopez. His goals have dried up a little of late, just 2 goals in the last 7 games. He scored 8 in 5 through May, June and July. His last goal actually came in that humiliating 4-1 loss to Yokohama FC in the Yokohama derby at the end of August. He gets it away. 4 minutes to be added on at the end of this first half, in which Yokohama F Marinos have wiped out the aggregate deficit. Having to score twice for one to count, but the first was offside. Vastly outnumbered the Consadole Sapporo supporters, but they're making themselves heard behind that goal. Anderson Lopez with the little flick on, picked up by Yamane. Eduardo to Kida. On again towards Murakami. Here's a chance, and Anderson Lopez makes it 2-0. Well, he wasn't going to pass up that opportunity, the Brazilian. Goals have been drying up of late for him. But a neat finish from Anderson Lopez to put Yokohama F Marinos in front in the tie. And the perfect time to score it as well, right on the stroke of half-time. And Consadole Sapporo really do have work to do now. Cinema with a lovely ball on to Murakami, the right back, who had the presence of mind just to nudge it into the path of Anderson Lopez. And the player with 17 J1 goals this season hasn't featured too much in the League Cup. Kevin Muscat giving him the opportunity to take a rest during the Levain Cup matches. Could well be his first goal of this season's Levain Cup, or it could be ruled out for handball. Let's see. Oh, was the arm used by Murakami? Now he's going across to take a look here, Jumpaida. Oh, Kevin Muscat can't believe it. They've had the ball in the net 3 times in this game, Yokohama F Marinos, but could the champions be seeing a second ruled out for handball? First for offside. Does it hit the arm? Looks like it does from that angle. Does he get his toe to the ball before it clips the arm? To me that looks like handball. And it is no goal. Goodness me, Consadole Sapporo riding their luck here, aren't they? 2 VAR goal decisions going in their favour. For the second time, Yokohama F Marinos denied. But again, the correct decision. Certainly was off the arm from Murakami. It remains Yokohama F Marinos 1, Consadole Sapporo 0 on the night, 3-3 on aggregate. Komai. So now onto it as well. Here's Komai. It's fed out wide. The ball fed in by Mitsuzawa. And Gashiwa. He's had a pretty quiet first half, considering he scored twice in the 3-2 win on Wednesday. Closest to getting on the end of that. 5 goals in 15 league appearances this season, Gashiwa, who's come through the club youth system, Consadole Sapporo. Chimmery gets it away. Suga. Komai goes for goal. Looks the save out of Chimmery. A couple of passages of play from Consadole Sapporo. On its way, it was on target. Chimmery doing what he had to do though to deny Yoshiaki Komai. 3 goals this season in the league, Komai, the same as he scored in the whole of last season. Tanaka again will look for space in swinging corner. Anderson Lopez with the header away, as far as Komai. Azano. Anderson Lopez again with the header away, back in by Baba. By a camera, and then headed behind by Anderson Lopez, but there's no time for the corner as the referee draws the first half to a close. First half in which Yokohama F Marinos will feel hard done to not to be in full control of this tie. Kota Mizuma scored after just a couple of minutes, only to see it ruled out for offside. He did have one that counted on 32 minutes to put Yokohama F Marinos level in the tie, and then Anderson Lopez thought that he had given the champions the lead, but a handball by Yuhi Murakami in the build-up, spotted by the eagle-eyed VAR officials, and so a second Marinos goal correctly ruled out. Consadole Sapporo are going to have to show more in terms of their attacking intent in the second half. They've been very much second best in the opening 45 here. At half-time, it's Yokohama F Marinos 1, Consadole Sapporo 0, 3-3 on aggregate. Welcome back to the Mitsuzawa Stadium, where Yokohama F Marinos are leading by a goal to nil on the night, 3-3 on aggregate. And Consadole Sapporo responding with a couple of changes for the second half. Arano and Fukomori have been replaced. Toya Nakamura will come on and play in the defence. And Shingo Omori is also being brought on. Omori making his Levain Cup debut, the 22-year-olds. 3 changes made already for Consadole Sapporo, having brought on Baba for Kido very early on. One of those coaches who hangs about in terms of making his changes, Mihailo Petrovic, and he's shown that already. Shingo Omori. Big moment for the 22-year-olds as the second half gets underway. Two sides locked together and 3-3 on aggregate. Remember, Yokohama F Marinos having 2 goals ruled out by VAR in that first half, both correctly so, it has to be said. Mitsuzawa was offside and Murakami did handle it in the build-up. Here's Albert. Space now for Mitsuzawa, who cuts in. Anderson Lopez trying to get the little flick on it. Finacio Camara did well though to make it difficult for the Brazilian. A positive start again by Yokohama F Marinos to this second half. Team on a run of 3 straight defeats, the Marinos, but the wise money would be on them the way that this game has gone so far. Swinging corner headed away. Problem here for a camera. Caught in the melee there by Eduardo, I think, the F Marinos centre-back. Azana. Making the run towards the edge of the penalty area. The youngster has just come on, is Agashiwa. Came off the bench to terrific effect in the first leg, but affected the game so far from the start. Yoshio. Mitsuzawa switches the play out to Albert, the Brazilian, whose first touch wasn't the best, but manages to keep the ball in play. Nagato. Too high for Anderson Lopez. Mitsuzawa! And Anderson Lopez touches it in from close range. And now that surely is 2-0. Well, what an extraordinary evening. Both the players who have had goals ruled out by VAR have gone on to score again. And Anderson Lopez certainly wasn't going to miss that one. Kevin Muscat hoping now that he doesn't see those words, VAR review. Last thing he needed was that first half goal ruled out. Just 2 goals in 7. Well, there's no offside there. It's a lovely delivery. And then Mitsuzawa plays it across, and no offside from Anderson Lopez. Just had to touch it over the line. Mitsuzawa had done the hard work. What a delivery from Katsuya Nagato. Great play by Mitsuzawa. It has been the standout for both teams this evening. Just 2 goals in his last 7. That's 3 and 8 now for Anderson Lopez. 3 minutes into the second half. Yokohama F Marinos, as they thought they did just before half-time, now do have a stranglehold on this quarter-final. They will be wary, though, of Consadole Sapporo's forward line. They don't draw a blank too often. Murakami to Namtahi. He might fancy this, he does! Oh, what a strike! Beautiful goal. And the Korean is up and running in the shirt of Yokohama F Marinos. And it might just be the goal that takes this quarter-final away from Mihailo Petrovic at Consadole Sapporo. Namtahi brought in for his experience and his attacking qualities, and he's certainly shown it there. And that is the moment the Korean international has arrived for Yokohama F Marinos. His fourth appearance for the club and his first goal. Beautifully struck, dipping over Takagi off the underside of the crossbar and into the back of the net. 3-0 and 5-3 on aggregate now for F Marinos. Consadole Sapporo with it all to do. A disastrous start to the second half. 2 goals in a matter of 2 minutes from the Japanese champions, who, remember, came into this 3-2 down from the first leg on a run of 3 straight defeats, including that one. Fallen a couple of points behind Vissel Kobe in the J1 title race. They've certainly found their form this evening. Bearing in mind they've had 2 marginally ruled out by VAR as well. Asano for Consadole Sapporo. We've yet to really see flowing forwards. Header away, not the best clearance. Now there will be all sorts of spaces and gaps for Yokohama F Marinos to try and exploit. Consadole Sapporo having to pile forward now. They need a couple of goals just to force extra time. Asano. Agashiwa. Just too high. Allowed to let the heads drop. Consadole Sapporo, remember, they've beaten Yokohama F Marinos 3 times this season, but all of those were at home. Consadole Sapporo, much like Yokohama F Marinos, have 2 stadiums where they play their games. The impressive Sapporo Dome and the Atsubetsu Stadium. Choice of venues for home matches. So desperate to qualify for Asian club competition. Sapporo Dome would be a terrific venue to host such matches. To qualify before, though. Consadole Sapporo. Yoshio wobbling a little gingerly. They're suggesting that's the end of the game for the F Marinos midfielder. Former Japanese under-19 international. Akida Zelvia, the side who are running away with J2 this season, and will no doubt be facing F Marinos next season in the top flight. It's one of a few humbling defeats that champions have suffered in recent times. 4-1 by the J2 side at home. Suga. On the delivery. It's turned out to be a particularly good birthday so far for Daiki Suga, the Sapporo left wing back. Tanaka with the throw. Space for Asano. to throw caution to the wind now. Consadole Sapporo. Higashiwa. Komai. Oh, lifted in. It was a decent delivery. Asano, who could be such a threat in front of goal, and his goal creation tally impressive as well. Lovely delivery. Takakida though, heading it behind for another corner. Consadole Sapporo need to respond to the concession of those two early second half goals. It's not a bad ball in either, but easily gathered by Ichimori. Yamane. Yoshio is down again. I think they're going to have to make a change here. Yokohama F Marinos, he's trying to battle on. Kind of Yoshio. Ready-made replacement with Takuma Nishimura. Who scored 3 goals this season. Formerly of the Gelta Sendai. Spell playing in Moscow as well with CSK Moscow. A loan spell in Portugal with Portimonense. So been around a bit, Nishimura. Last thing you need at this stage of the domestic campaign is to be picking up injuries, and Kaina Yoshio is this quarter-final on a stretcher, which is never a good thing. Sympathetic applause from the home supporters, saying his name, Kaina. Takuma Nishimura getting his final instructions from Kevin Muscat. Regular in the league this season, 3 goals in 24 appearances. Scored a double in the 6-1 win against Sagan Tosu here in the League Cup in June. Murakami. Zunama. Was on there with Nakamura. They make that change. Shimura on for the injured Yoshio. He's gone straight into the midfield. Nam Tae-hee remains at the point of the 3-man midfield behind Anderson Lopez. For Nam Tae-hee to get up and running with his first goal. Only signed last month from Al Duhail in the Qatar Stars League. Reached the Asian Champions League semi-final with Al Duhail in February. Whistle's gone. It's a free kick for Consadole Sapporo against Nagato. Be a bit careful on a yellow card from the first half. Shimarandla's fullback, spent a couple of years there, over 50 times, joined Yokohama F Marinos at the start of last season and duly won the title. Had a red card in the League Cup this season in the 6-1 win I was talking about here against Sagan Tosu in the group stage. Nagato. Needs to be careful on that yellow. Free kick floated in, it's a free header, and it's a goal back for Consadole Sapporo, or is it? Well, the flag is up, it will be checked. They have looked a threat from the set pieces of Consadole Sapporo. Azano's delivery, oh, that is so tight. It does look as though he's moved just a tad early. Agashiwa. It's a lovely header as well. Just waiting for confirmation. VAR will check that, and they will have to. It's that tight. Sometimes you stop the picture and it does look as though there are offsides. It all depends on when the VTR is stopped. It'll be a big foothold back in the tie for Mihailo Petrovic if Agashiwa's header is allowed to stand. Muscat will be hoping that this one actually goes in favour of his side, who had 2 ruled out in the first half. Would have been home and hosed by now. VAR not intervened. Still scored 3 despite having 2 ruled out. Perennial defensive problems for Consadole Sapporo, but it's so dangerous at the other end. Given how long it's taken for them to decide, it must be tight. Is offside. Yeah, I think just the shoulder of Agashiwa. Azano plays it in. It's a lovely header as well. Indeed, it is offside. That's the correct decision. It was as narrow as Mizunuma's in the first half, but finally a VAR decision with regards to a goal does go the way of Yokohama F Marinos in this game. It's a massive blow for Consadole Sapporo. With half an hour to go, that would have been a big foothold in this contest. Here's Albert, flick from Lopez. Mizunuma, Anderson Lopez just too far ahead of him. Well gathered by Takagi. Get the feeling that we haven't seen the last of the scoring in this game. It's as open now as we expected it would be, given the goal-scoring records of these two teams this season and how familiar the sides are with each other. Giamane has to be careful as well. He's on a yellow card going into this, as is Ichimori, the goalkeeper. This semi-final. Defended by Nagato. Really strong down the right side of Yokohama F Marinos. Nagato, the left back though, joining in on the right with Murakami and Mizunuma. There's a fluidity about the play of Yokohama F Marinos when they're on form. They will have a mighty battle to retain their J-League title in the remaining 8 games this season. Corner flicked in and the header just over the top. Really well worked corner. Now, triple change in the offering here for Yokohama F Marinos. So the last half an hour. Here's Nakamura, who came on at half-time. To Suga. Attacking Murakami, fires it across. Volleys in the penalty area though, which is unlike Consadole Sapporo. It's good play again by Daiki Suga. Big favourite with the Consadole supporters. Has a cap for Japan and a goal as well. Kida. Put in by Okamura. It's gathered by Ichimori. Remain hopeful, despite the fact their side are 3-0 down on the night. Need 2 goals now to force extra time. And started the tie in front this evening. Azano. Camera. Amazing how games can get away from you so quickly. 2 goals in 2 minutes right at the start of the second half. Nagashima. Azano beaten to that by Nishimura. Azano. Tanaka. Over the top, Eduardo getting his head to the ball though. It's Tanaka. Taihi. Switching the ball out to the right. Here's Mizunuma. The camera sticking to the task though. Just trying to clip it into Murakami, who'd made the run from right back. Tanaka. Miyazawa. Eduardo wins the header. Generally, Consadole Sapporo's forwards aren't having much joy against the F Marinos defence. 5 minutes away from a place in the YBC Levain Cup semi-finals, Yokohama F Marinos. Yamane. Ball out to Mizunuma. It's Namtai here in support, but he's lost possession to Nakamura. In again by Eduardo, and Murakami is fouled. Such was the desperation to try and win the ball back from Omari. They make their changes. Yokohama F Marinos. Albert is coming off for Ryo Miyashi. Game tonight, really, Albert. Miyashi on. Anderson Lopez coming off as well. For Asahi Uenaka. And Namtai He being replaced as well by Koto Watanabe. Suga is replaced on his birthday. The start is, I'm sure, will be mooted celebrations. Slightly earlier than expected. Ryota Aoki is on for Suga. Camera replaced as well. It's a double change actually for Consadole Sapporo. Kazuki Fukai for a camera. Five changes made for Consadole Sapporo. Confident he's not going to extra time, Kevin Muscat, to remove both Namtai here and Anderson Lopez, the scorers of the goals in this second half. There's Watanabe. Into the ball early, the midfielder. Touch back to Nishimura. Plays the 1-2 with Unaka. And very nearly found his way through. Back again by Nagato. Brought away by Fukai. They've got 2 on 3 here if they can play it right. Komai trying to slide it through. He's had a lot of the ball. Yoshiaki Komai, he's looked lively. Just hasn't had those finishing touches, that composure in the final third, which has been the story of the game really for Mihailo Petrovic's side. If they go out here tonight, then it will just be a case of finishing as high as possible in J1. The long wait for a first major domestic trophy will continue for Hokkaido Consadole Sapporo. A club that was formed in the old amateur days way back in 1935 as Toshiba Horikawa became Consadole Sapporo in 1996, and the Hokkaido was added in 2016, some 7 years ago. Still affectionately known though as Consa. And there's the Anderson Lopez goal. Just 3 minutes into the second half. That put Yokohama F Marinos in front in the tie. Like Mitsuzawa before him, shrugging off having a goal ruled out by VAR to only go on and score one that did count, and then the moment of the night really for the new arrival, Nam Tai-hee, the Republic of Korea international, firing that one in off the underside of the crossbar and scoring his first goal in the blue of F Marinos. Drum faces at the moment. Those in white. They've given themselves a decent chance of reaching the semi-finals after a Gashua's double in the first leg. Saw them beat Marinos for the third time this season. Incredibly, this will be the fifth match in a row in which the home team has won this fixture, barring a remarkable turnaround from Consa in the last 20 minutes. Put it past them. Problem is keeping them out at the other end. That was a risky one back from Mitsuzawa, the Consadole captain. He did well though. Experienced 34-year-old goalkeeper. He's playing just his third match for the club since joining them in August. Through there by Naka. Hasn't featured much at all this season in the league. Naka, just 5 appearances, all from the bench. It's gathered by Chimmery. He's done well in the League Cup when called upon though, Naka. He scored in the first leg on Wednesday to take his tally to 4 goals in 5 appearances in the YBC Levain Cup this season. Here's Eduardo. With a strike rate like that, you wonder why he hasn't had an opportunity on a more regular basis in the league, the 21-year-old striker. Joined the club at the start of this season, Unaka, from Varan Nagasaki. Side in the second tier, J2. Here for Azano. Swings the cross in, too close though to Chimmery. Sometimes a little too eager to get the ball forwards. Consadole Sapporo. Options here though, maybe. Space now for Azano. Runs at Nagato, finds space to get the ball in. F Marinos with plenty of bodies back though. Consadole Sapporo beginning to gamble a bit more now with the amount of bodies they get forwards. Given away by Eduardo. Aoki. Azano. Miyazawa. Gets it away for F Marinos. He's made 4 changes, Kevin Muscat, but interestingly has left the back 4 in tow. Chida and Eduardo have defended pretty well in the central areas. Murakami and Nagato have done well defensively and getting forwards. Takagi. Nagato with the up and under. Header by Fukai. Picking up the loose balls again though, F Marinos, and then there was a foul on Watanabe by Miyazawa. What decision you wanted to give there, really? Potential handball, backing in, a push. And eventually it was the foul by Miyazawa that was given. Miyashi running into trouble. Another counter could be on here. Ogashiwa. Aoki. The trigger, but too many blue shirts in the way. And he ran out of pitch in the end. Ryoto Aoki. His third appearance in the League Cup this season. The 27-year-old former Amir Ardea winger. That can often be used by youngsters and fringe players to make an impression on the manager and play their way into a league start. Strong challenge by Miyazawa. This time he's booked. Second foul in quick succession from the Consadole Sapporo captain. Pull of the shirt on Unaka. Miyashi. Position given away rather cheaply, and Consadole Sapporo looking to profit here. Asano just to slide it through, but way too much on it for Shingo Omori. Hasn't seen a great deal of the ball actually since coming on. Flick off by Nishimura. Unaka. Lovely touch to Murakami. Right back who's charging forwards. Finds a bit of space here for Miyashi. Flips it to the back post. Too much on it though. Cycle by Nagato. And now it's delivered into the centre and it's over the top by Miyashi. Wonderful chance for a fourth goal for F Marinos, which really would have wrapped up the tie. May well have been offside when you see the replay, but you wonder how Ryo Miyashi hasn't tucked that one into the net for 4-0. It was harder to put it over the top. But he managed it, and it remains at 3-0. Yokohama F Marinos with 13 minutes to go, leading by 5-3 on aggregate. And it could get worse now. Murakami, still going, Murakami! Unable to get the better of Takagi. Still it's not away. And driven in by Miyashi. Now Watanabe. And gathered this time by Takagi. It's almost like shooting practice there for a second or two for F Marinos. Shun Takagi equal to it though. I think Consadole Sapporo at the other end with Ogashiwa. Tough night for him. Certainly hasn't had the joy that he had in the first leg. Scored in the 74th and 90th minutes. To send Consadole Sapporo here with at least the lead. Delivery into the busiest part of the penalty area, but headed behind. It's a goal kick for Yokohama F Marinos. expression hasn't changed really since the second minute when they conceded the goal from Mitsuzawa that was ruled out. Scored 3, had the ball in the net 5 times, F Marinos. Gashua had a bullet header in. It was then ruled out, and well, that's going to be at least a yellow card. Referee deciding he wasn't quite the last man, otherwise it may well have been a different colour for Toya Nakamura. Knew he'd got himself in a bit of a tangle and panicked somewhat. Was the poor touch. He invited Mitsuzawa to take it away from him and left himself with no option really. Sure, he was relieved to look up though and see a teammate alongside him, which is why it was yellow and not red. So Katsha Nagato, the left back, the final player to make way for Yokohama F Marinos. Another good game from Nagato. Playing with a yellow card for a majority of this game, so did well. Yujiri Kato, the last of the Yokohama F Marinos substitutes. Consadole Sapporo try and pick their way through here. Inside the last 10 minutes. Just need to keep the ball, keep their heads and keep their cool, Yokohama F Marinos, and they will have eased through to the semi-finals in the end in what looked like potentially being a really tricky tie. These two will face each other for the 6th and final time on the 21st of October. Between now and then, Yokohama F Marinos will face Sagan Tosu, Ichiban United in the Champions League, Kashima Antlers, and then the big one with Vissel Kobe on September the 29th, which could go a long way to deciding the title. It's a good play here by Consadole Sapporo. Looks like a penalty, and the referee doesn't hesitate, points to the spot. Terrific play again from Shunta Tanaka, the right-sided centre-back. Comfortable ending to the game that Yokohama F Marinos were hoping for may not happen just yet. Tanaka again, the furthest forward. He's centre-back, as he often is for Consadole Sapporo. He's afforded so much freedom by Mihailo Petrovic. And it was a rash challenge from Eduardo. There's no question it was a penalty. And there was absolutely no need to even make the challenge and slide in like that from the Brazilian. It's just given Consadole Sapporo some hope, just as it looked as though they were running out of it. Shingo Omori is the player over this, the Consadole Sapporo substitute, 22-year-old. Big moment for him. But Gashua had the ball in the net. That was ruled out by VAR. This will give them some hope with 7 minutes plus stoppages to go. But there was a drinks break because of the heat. Plenty of time still left for Consadole Sapporo to force extra time. Can Omori keep his head and put it away? The 22-year-old striker. The club from Juntendo University. Big moment for Omori, and it's saved. Well, you did question the decision to allow such an inexperienced player to take such a big penalty. He was confident enough to do it, but it's a poor penalty. Wasn't a solid strike on the ball at all. Hit it into the ground. And dare I say it, it looked a nervy penalty from Shingo Omori. And And a big chance for Consadole Sapporo to make it a difficult ending to this tie. Has been passed up by Shingo Omori. Comfortable penalty save, really, from Yunichimori. And you do feel for the youngster. The chance to launch the comeback aborted by Consadole Sapporo. And a rueful-looking Mihailo Petrovic now, who has that look to suggest that, well, perhaps it's not going to be our night. On another day, Gashua's header would have counted and Omori would have tucked that away. Would have been heading for extra time. As it is, Consadole Sapporo remain 2 goals shy of forcing the extra half an hour. Eduardo is the most relieved player out there. So gets it away. To keep pushing forward though, Consadole Sapporo. I do feel that had to go in. One of the likes of Agashua, Komai, Miyazawa, the captain, maybe. So much more experience out there to step forward and take the penalty. Maybe even Tanaka himself. It's Omori who took it, the 22-year-olds. You have to be honest, it was a poorly struck penalty. Free kick for F Marinos, foul by Miyazawa on Unaka. Miyazawa's already been booked, remember. Well, you don't want to see that from Unaka, who's trying to get him his second yellow card. As soon as the player makes that sign to get another player booked, he should just be shown the yellow card by the referee. It's the case in the English Premier League now. I'm sure something that eventually will become universal worldwide. Consadole Sapporo supporters still making plenty of noise, but there's much more delight now in the voices of those F Marinos supporters. 4 minutes plus stoppages away from the semi-final. Miyashi comes back with Takagi. Aoki. Miyazawa. In early this time by Tanaka. Camera came on as the left side of the 3 centre-backs, but is effectively playing as a forward now. Here's Baba. Playing behind Asano, got a bit of space to deliver, wins the corner. Blocked by Kato. Good boots to fill to come on and replace the impressive Katya Nagato at left back. He did well there, Hijiri Kato, the 21-year-old. His debut in the YBC Levain Cup. Delivery, the header back across, but well over the top from Toya Nakamura. Two minutes of the regulation 90 remain. Plenty of white shirts forward here. Nakamura's header. Eduardo stepping in. Short renaissance of 2 straight wins coming to an end here. Had lost lost 5 of the previous 6 before those victories against Gamba Osaka and then the first leg against Yokohama F Marinos. Consistently inconsistent. Here's Kato. Always a great watch though. It's never dull when Consadole Sapporo are involved. This effectively ends their season in terms of going for a trophy. Only one team relegated, remember, from J1 this season as well, so clear of any trouble like that. It will just be a case of trying to finish as highly as possible. Unlikely to match the 2018 finish of 4th. Which resulted in Mihailo Petrovic being awarded with the J.League Coach of the Year. Such as the achievement. Here's Nakamura in behind. Chimeri did enough though. Gather the ball but got it away. He's the first foreign coach, by the way, Mihailo Petrovic, to achieve the mark of winning over 200 matches in Japanese football. Has won this competition as a coach with Oroa Reds in 2016. Repeat that feat this season with Consadole Sapporo, unless he can find 2 goals in the 8 minutes that are to be added on at the end here. Aoki. Well, it's all the team that can produce crazy things like that. Hokkaido Consadole. Have been going lately for Yokohama F Marinos. You can't completely discount it. It would be remarkable. The camera. Well defended. Here's Kida. Shimura. Played through the middle towards Miyashi, but Takagi did well. Here's Kato. Eduardo. Really strange decision to make that challenge on Tanaka, who was going away from goal. It's obvious if you're going to lunge in like that, you're likely to catch the opponent. He was nowhere near the ball. Might just be a word in the ear of Eduardo by his coach Kevin Muscat at the end of this game. Strolling into the semi-finals as it happens, but it could have been very different had Omori tucked away that penalty. So many talking points from this game. And an almighty journey back for the Consadole Sapporo supporters. Even by the remarkable train system that they have in Japan, 11 hours by train, over 1,100 kilometers to the north of Sapporo from Yokohama, which is in the Tokyo region of the capital. Tough to take. Still the wait goes on for that first major trophy. Remember what happened to Kawasaki Frontale when they ended their long wait for a first major trophy. They went on to dominate with 4 league titles in 6 seasons. An Emperor's Cup and a League Cup win. They won the lot. And they remain the mark to reach for the likes of Consadole Sapporo, who are still yet to taste silverware. Here's Mizunuma. It's a neat dummy. And Nishimura very nearly on the end of it. defended by Miyazawa, the captain. Had he not made contact with the ball, then Nishimura would have had a tap-in. Well, job done, almost, for Kevin Muscat. Really exciting season ahead. Oh, that's a hefty collision. Chimeri has gone down. Eduardo was none too happy with the challenge on him from Komai. Hard feelings between the two players. I think Komai could be in trouble here because he's already on a yellow card. In the first leg, we won't finish the game with a full complement of players. Yeah, he was late on the goalkeeper. Well read by Ichimori. It was a poor ball back in the first place that created the problem, but it's always going to be a yellow card at least. Yoshiaki Komai is already on a yellow card. Consadole Sapporo will finish the game with 10 men. He must have had his heart in his mouth as well, because a yellow card for him would rule him out of the first leg of the semi-final. First to the ball by some margin. Well defended by Kida. Azano. Tanaka firing the ball in. Cleared away, it's a throw for Consadole Sapporo. Just about recovered, but they're in trouble now. They've got 2-on-1 here, Mizunuma. Unaka just holding his run, Mizunuma deciding to go alone. It was the wrong decision in the end. Baba taking the ball away from him. It's a free kick for Consadole Sapporo. Kota Mizunuma, though, has had a terrific game for F Marinos. Opened the scoring with the first goal, having already seen one ruled out. And a yellow card for Takuma Nishimura. A stupid yellow card to pick up in the centre of the field at this stage with his side 2 goals ahead. Miyazawa. Tanaka. Confirmation of the yellow card for Nishimura. Slipped over the top. Takagi did well. Yokohama F Marinos seconds away now. Here's Kato. Eduardo. Chimeri with the touch on to Nishimura. Yamane wins the throw. Just keeping the ball now, Yokohama F Marinos, who have played this second leg terrifically well. Good preparation should they reach the knockout stages of the AFC Champions League. How to play a two-legged tie. Tanabe. The ball back to Kida. Eduardo in space. By Murakami. Consadole Sapporo win the ball. Chance maybe for a consolation here. Baba trying to work his way through. Just held onto the ball for too long though. And Chimmery brings it away. He was talking about defensive problems before the game. Kevin Muscat would be delighted with the clean sheet, although they have ridden their luck in order to achieve that. Gashua having one ruled out and Omri missing a penalty, and still it's not away. And the camera on the end of it very nearly scored a consolatory goal for Consadole Sapporo, who have had their moments in this second leg. But Yokohama F Marinos overall have deserved to go through, and they do. Kevin Muscat's team continue the fight for silverware on three fronts, having turned around a 3-2 first leg defeat with a solid 3-0 victory here at the Mitsuzawa Stadium. Mizunuma on 32 minutes, putting them in front, having seen a goal in just the second minute ruled out by VAR for offside. Anderson Lopez likewise had one ruled out for a handball by Murakami in the build-up. He then responded by scoring 3 minutes into the second half. And then when Nam Tai Hee scored his first goal for the club to make it 3-0, 2 minutes after that, it was always going to be a long way back for Consadole Sapporo, as it will be for their supporters this evening. They did have their chances though. Agashua headed into the corner only to see that ruled out for offside. And then a penalty from Shingo Omori, which was poorly taken, well saved by Yun Ichimori, was really the end of their hopes of pulling this tie around. It's finished Yokohama F Marinos 3, Consadole Sapporo 0, and it's Yokohama F Marinos into the semi-finals by 5-3 on aggregate.
今日1ゴール1アシストの活躍でした。水沼宏太選手にお越しいただきました。おめでとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
第一戦のビハインドをひっくり返しての準決勝進出です。いかがでしょうか。
そうですね、もう僕らには失うものなくて、公式戦でもずっと負けてたし、一緒に戦っている皆さんにも申し訳ない気持ちいっぱいだったので、とにかくホームで借りを返せるチャンスが今日あったので、もう精一杯やりました。はい。
ゴールシーン振り返っていただきたいんですが、吉尾選手に一旦預けてまた中に入って、右足でトラップをして左足でシュート、素晴らしいシュートだったと思いますが、ご自身どう振り返られますか？
1点目カイナにアシストつけれなかったんで、なんとしてもあのシーンはアシストつけてあげたいなっていうのありましたし、あそこは、自分の感覚っていうか今まで積み重ねてきた、自分のプレースタイルっていうものを思いっきり出せたかなと思います。
そしてナムテヒ選手へのアシストもありました。あのシーンもお話しいただけますか？
もうあれは僕っていうよりも決めてくれたもう彼がすごかったので、ナムが決めてくれたのもチームにとっては大きなプラスですし、ここからマリノスやっていけると思います。はい、
これディフェンスラインの今日メンバーがなかなか揃いませんでした。チームが苦しい中こうやって結果が出た、これは非常にマリノスにとって大きなことだったと思いますが、いかがでしょうか？
自分たちのプレースタイルっていうプレーモデルっていうのはありますけど、でも出た選手たちの個々のプレースタイルっていうものがあるので、誰が出てもその時に合ったプレーを選択できるっていうのが、自分たちにはできたと思いますし、もうとにかくキャプテンが今日はしっかりまとめてくれたんで、本当に心強かったです。はい、
まさに総力戦で準決勝へと進んでいきます。今後に向けて最後に一言お願いします。
もうルヴァンもそうですし、リーグも、ACL も勝っていくしか僕らにはないので、勝ち続けたいと思います。それには、皆さんの力が必要です。一緒に戦いましょう。今日はありがとうございました。
おめでとうございます。水沼宏太選手でした。
次も勝ち勝つぞ
人繰りがなかなか難しい中でもポジティブな内容な試合ができたと思いますが、監督どう振り返られますか？
Yeah, I think yeah, it was a lot of emotion. We knew, as we discussed before the game, we needed to score more than one goal. We scored 5 in the end, but 2 don't count. But yeah, it was a real enjoyable performance, and it goes to show that it doesn't matter who's playing. If you play with a lot of spirit and a lot of will and want to go forward and score goals, we are a dangerous team.
いろんな、部分で感情的にはなってはいますが、やはりそのアウェーの地で敗戦があって、やはり自分たちがその得点としてやっぱ相手よりも1点多く取らないと次には進めないっていうのがあった中で、本当に選手たちがもう誰がプレーしてようか関係なく、みんながもう魂を本当に見せてくれましたし、最終的にあれだけのパフォーマンスをしてくれた。やっぱそこで選手たちのやっぱ良さっていうところがより出た試合でいい結果になってよかったなと思います。
本当にいろんな選手が自分の力を見せてくださったと思うんですが、中でも今日ディフェンスライン急遽入ったと思われる木田選手のプレー、無失点に抑えることができましたが、いかがご覧になられましたか？
That's why I was saying earlier that it's not really important, who is playing or what position you're playing. To be in our game, to be tactically good, we have to be physically good. And the guys played with a lot of emotion, a lot of heart tonight, and I think it was very entertaining for our fans and supporters.
本当に終わってみれば本当に素晴らしい結果で、自分が先ほど言ったんですけど、誰がどのポジションで出ようが関係なくて、やはりそこで全員が自分たちの強さっていう部分を本当にしっかり表現して出してくれた結果だと思いますし、本当に素晴らしいゲーム内容だったと思います。そこでやはり本当誰が出ようがっていうところもありますし、とにかく選手たちが本当によくやってくれたなというふうに思っています。
ここからタフな日程ですが、ルヴァンカップタイトルに向けてあともう1歩2歩ということになりました。そのタイトルに向けても一言お願いします。
Haven't started to think about semi-finals. It's wonderful that we are in the next round, the semi-final. But tomorrow morning, what's important is we get to Kurihama, recover well at the complex, analyse our next opponent, and attack that game like it is our last game.
もちろん次セミファイルって準決勝っていうのはあると思いますが、そこら辺は関係なく、まず明日栗浜で練習場があるところにしっかりみんなで戻って、まずはいいリカバーをすることです。そして自分たちが目の前にある試合に向けていい準備をすることだと思いますし、しっかりやっていきたいなと思っています。
おめでとうございます。
Thank you very much. Thank you.